Misrata, the gateway to Africa. According to American Population Reference, it is expected that the African continent will see the apex of its demographic explosion by 2050, as home to a quarter of the world's population. 3 of the world's 10 most populated countries will be African countries: Nigeria, Democratic Congo, and Ethiopia. Together, they will have a total population of nearly 755 million inhabitants. Therefore, as of the signing of the agreement to create the African Continental Free Trade Zone, Africa is bracing itself to become a gigantic marketplace for inner trade among its nations. Libya, positioned strategically central to the southern Mediterranean and conveniently in close proximity to Europe and adjacent to countries in Central Africa, in the year 2000 has aligned itself to the incoming African reality by creating a 2,739 hectares free zone in the coastal city of Misrata, divided into multiple locations, the first of which extends over a total area of 539 hectares and includes the city's seaport and investment site A. Misrata Free Zone contracted the French logistical specialist SDV, the British firm Bickett Ranke, and the American firm AECOM to look into the potential of seeing its seaport as a main route for exports and imports to locked land neighboring African countries, as well as commissioned studies in regard to future market trends and commercial maritime activities in the Mediterranean into Africa, determining the prospective opportunities for Misrata Free Zone. These studies have divided maritime activity areas in the Mediterranean into 3 east, west, and middle areas. They have exhibited the exclusive competitiveness of transit trade into Africa between 4 distinctive free trade zones, which are Misrata, Port Sudan, Lagos, and Douala. They also highlighted a substantial competitive advantage of Misrata Free Zone over the rest in attracting maritime activities and trade by 93%, which makes the city of Misrata deservingly the Mediterranean's gateway to Africa and a connecting pathway between Africa, Europe, and the rest of the world. Project Libya Gateway to Africa hugely extends over a total area of 2,200 hectares and is 40 kilometers in proximity to the first location. It launches by developing infrastructural and industrial foundations, roads, power and water supplies, telecommunication networks, and the rest over a total area of 1,500 hectares, in addition to dedicated large areas for mega projects, all supplied with the required facilities and buildings. A new seaport to be created for transit trade over an area of 500 hectares, with 18-kilometer deep docks and a sea gate of 20-meter deep, sufficient to accommodate all large ships and carriers. A new air cargo airport has been planned on yet another area of 600 hectares. Such project is a great motivation for investors and major international and multinational companies, as demand for land within the first 10 years is expected to approximately cover 1,340 hectares, with an estimated 500 companies accommodated. It is without doubt that this project will effectively contribute to Libya's economy by creating around 44,000 new jobs within the first 10 years, in addition to its clear contribution of attracting investments and developing free zones and transit trade. The journey begins with goods arriving at the port and unloaded for temporary storage as required, whereas urgent shipments will be sent to the cargo airport directly, while shipments made for land cargo will be loaded on trucks destined on a fully serviced roads network, built specifically to arrive at the heart of the African continent, which included the expansion and maintenance of the road connecting Road 4 in El Kararim with its southern connection, as well as adding a parallel lane and extension to the Chad and Niger borders. Cargo will be transported in accordance with agreed-upon cargo lines and stations to their destinations, either directly or via free or custom zones, as a first stage of delivery till they are guaranteed arrival to their final destinations, allowing a full cycle of transit to take place in a coherent and precise management and regular flow in accordance with transit trade regulations to achieve a safe delivery of all goods across the cycle.